Sherlock Holmes is enjoying himself. Isn't that right, Sherlock?
No.
Oh, well, don't listen to him. We've got all the greatest in news, sports, and music live from the Bill F. Austin studio. Tune in at blazeradioonline.com. So, Sherlock, how'd I do?
Really well. I mean, you missed almost everything of importance, but,
Welcome inside the Bill Austin Radio Studio. You are listening to Traffic Jam on Blaze Radio and blazeradioonline.com. Hello, everybody. My name is Zach Bradshaw, filling in for the Wednesday Traffic Jam cast, along with the normal hosts of Lauren Bly and Ann Perry. How are you guys doing today?
Pretty good.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah?
How about yourself?
Really good. I'm loving, Ann is wearing this retro kind of black and white flower, like polka dot shirt.
It's very 80s. I'm loving
Describing
it.
my outfit is my brother's shirt.
It's
Well, thank
I'm
you.
loving it.
Anne's brother.
I'm loving it. It looks like you belong in like some sort of like old 80s sort of movie.
Oh my
Like
god, I
a
love
roller
that.
skating movie.
Oh, yay.
Yeah. I'm digging it though. I'm digging it.
Thank you.
Lauren, your outfit's a little plain, but
Oh okay. Okay, Mr. Flamingo shirt. Okay, I don't know what that
Hawaiian.
is. I don't
Hawaiian,
know
a little
what that
Hawaiian
is.
print.
salmon pink. In fact, I dressed up kind of like a dad today.
You did.
No, you
That's
definitely
kind
did,
of
yes.
scary.
It's a very dad outfit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very scary.
I don't even want kids, but yeah, like the dad outfit though, it is what it is, you know? But I don't know. See, this show's like first time back from break, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, what'd you
Yes.
guys do for break?
I went home to Florida.
And I went to like the Malibu, California area. It was
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah,
Love
it's a
it.
very
What'd you
good
do?
spring break.
I went back home to Flagstaff, Arizona. Very snowy, wintry. Went skiing. Very nice.
Oh my gosh, that's fun.
Yeah. Was it humid in Florida?
The
That's-
most humid, yes. But we went to the beach a lot, so that was good.
Gross.
It was a little too cold to go into the water.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
The water was a little too cold where I was too, and like the second day I went to the beach, it was super windy, so it was like a little bit colder.
Love it. We have a good show coming up. Lots of good news to get to today. Excuse me. Wow, can't talk for a sec. But talking about this New Mexico University thing. So New Mexico University's golf teams crashed in Texas. They were in a head-on collision between their bus and a pickup truck. 9 people, including 6 student athletes and their coach, were injured. No deaths. It was the women's and men's golf teams, and yeah, I don't know. This is kind of surprising almost. It doesn't really happen. It's giving flashbacks to when like I don't know if y'all remember when the Titans, that high school team, and their plane crashed.
Yeah.
That's obviously what the Disney movie, Remember the Titans is based about.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I mean,
And recently, a volleyball team just got into a pretty bad
Yeah.
bus accident when they weren't supposed to be on the roads, and it was icy.
yeah, that is
I
so
saw that
weird.
too.
And was this weather related, guys? Do you know?
I think what I read was that the pickup truck, they don't know why, but it just went into the other lane and then hit the van. But I don't think it was weather related.
That is so scary. So they were on their way to a tournament, it sounds like.
It sounds like, yeah, but I know that there was some bad weather in Texas, so maybe it was weather related. I don't know how you swerve into a whole nother lane. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that is honestly very scary.
It's very sad.
Yeah, extremely sad.
I don't know, if you're the coaches, like, what do you do after something like this? Like, how do you handle the situation?
I can't even imagine.
I think just consoling the parents and doing the best you can, but
Keeping the rest of your team going.
Definitely, yeah. I feel like with the team, it's kind of like you have that motivation and that drive to like keep competing, and you kind of have that like that heart not inside of you. You're one kind of cohesive unit, so you're always gonna kind of keep pushing past that. But weird setback, very unexpected, and really sad.
Absolutely.
very sad.
In other news, an earthquake. And Matt, I shouldn't laugh when I said. I didn't mean to.
Why?
I said I laughed when I said only because I thought of Tyler the Creator's Earthquake album.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god.
Not sure why I thought of that. There was magnitude 7.3 earthquake near Fukushima, Japan, and it left 2 million homes without power. 1 person is dead and 88 are injured after that, in the aftermath of that. So That happened about an hour ago, so updates are still kind of coming in about that. But that is surprising. I mean, between all this Russia news that we're getting right now, all of a sudden, hey, look, there's an earthquake.
Wow,
yeah, I think
the
there's
world.
2 like smallish tsunamis as well afterwards. I read, yeah, an 8-inch one, and I think a 1 meter one maybe. I don't know if that's right.
Yeah.
I did see that there was some tsunamis as well.
That's always a worry, though, when an earthquake happens in Japan.
Yeah,
Because that's what causes those huge tsunamis.
Yeah, absolutely.
that's so scary.
Or back to like the I don't know what it was called, but that one earthquake about 20 years ago
Mm-hmm.
that was like the magnitude, was it like 8 or something like that? Like
Yeah.
massive earthquake. No, it's scary.
The damage is bad. It's pretty bad. No power. I mean, that's devastating
I
for
know,
the
2
people.
million homes. Yeah, that's a lot. Well, plus, I mean, you imagine something like Japan, more of like, I'm not exactly sure about this, but I'm pretty sure it's like one of the more like lower income, sort of countries. Not a lot of people have like, it's not super rich there, right? So
Right. Exactly.
imagine like you're living tightly compact, you're dealing with a pandemic, there's a war, and all of a sudden, oh wait, now you don't have power. Yeah, just, I don't know, stacking up a lot of really scary things.
Yeah.
Another
So-
news.
The Eiffel Tower, now 20 feet higher. We were talking about this in the newsroom, and that was shocking.
This is odd. They're adding an antenna to the top of the Eiffel Tower, which will bring its height to 1,082.68 feet, which is roughly 20 feet taller than before. So, why this made national news?
International.
International. Excuse me, you're right. International news. I'm not exactly sure. Kind of weird. But hey, they're
Big ol' antenna.
maybe
Just-
they're going for tallest Eiffel Tower in the world. I don't know. Cause like it's not even like half the height of the tallest tower in the world. So I'm like, what is the point? I don't know. Paris, you do you. You're special. Eiffel Tower is always special. So do your thing. In other news, let's move on to this dentist story. While we're kind of laughing at news right now, this dentist story.
That's insane.
Do you want to read off the?
So a dentist in Wisconsin intentionally broke his patient's teeth and then charged them for a crown procedure in order to fix the damage he caused. Come on now, guys.
It's like, I'm telling you guys, it's exactly like Dr. Death.
Dr. Death, yes.
It's a show. It's a show about a real guy. I can't think of his name, but he didn't do exactly this, but he was like breaking his patients basically, and leaving them like paralyzed and stuff. It was really scary.
This-
Kind of similar.
It literally doesn't sound real to me.
Not only that, though, the dentist Scott Charmoli then filed claims with the insurance companies, pulling in how much? Millions of dollars.
Yeah.
That's awful. It's so bad.
And he's been running this scheme for 4 years. He was
my God.
2015 to 2019.
It's a lot
when
of
he sold
patience.
his practice.
That's
That's a lot of people.
terrifying.
That's a lot of patience. Little story. He would show patients an X-ray of line or space on their tooth, and then tell them that it was a fracture or some type of decay, and then after the patient would agree to the crown, that's like the tooth is fixed with the cap. He would use his drill to break off a portion of the tooth, and then he would claim that he had to fix it afterwards because it was already there. He's literally, this is like gaslighting 101 right now.
No, and it was all just to get more money from them?
Yes.
Exactly, and from the insurance companies too.
That's okay. Wow.
I mean, it is funny. On a serious note, though,
On a serious note, don't dentists already make a lot of money? Did he really need to do that?
well, on another serious note, I mean, isn't it just bad though that in America, you literally, even if you're like a dentist, you have to sabotage thousands of patients and people just to get insurance claims. This would not happen in a country like China.
No.
And so it's just it's just sad.
I'm just wondering, too, what would be the charges? Oh, here it is. 5 counts of healthcare fraud and 2 counts of making false statements related to healthcare matters. But he also intentionally hurt people just to fix them again.
Yeah. I mean, it shouldn't happen. It shouldn't happen for insurance claims. And the way that insurance and the medical system is set up right now, that should not happen.
It's scary.
It shouldn't have to happen.
It makes me scared to go to the dentist.
I'm always scared to go to the dentist.
Oh, I usually don't mind the dentist, but now I'm scared.
Oh no, this last summer they lost a piece of cement in my gums.
Oh.
Oh my gosh.
So,
My dentist is really good.
well, I'm just gonna have to fly down to Florida.
Yeah, you'll have to come to my dentist. Well, it's a new guy. I don't like him as much as the old dentist, but my orthodontists were also great. They were brothers. Really fun guys.
That's well, see,
Love that.
a little context too, though. Like don't like medicine companies do this too? Like I know a couple companies were sued over like they would make like ibuprofen, for example. It would fix the person, not fix. That's the wrong way to say it. But like they would like help the person up to a certain extent.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden it would just stop working, and it would force the person to buy more.
Personal
Yes, I do know what
experience,
you're talking
real
about.
quick. I had a kidney infection back in 2017, and the nurses decided the doctors and nurses were like, oh, well, this medicine we're putting you on, it doesn't work really, but we're putting you on this. You're probably gonna have to go on something else, but
I'm like
like, that's
really
just-
like, I'm like wary of taking like certain medicine or like taking too much medicine. So like that scares me that they were like.
Yeah. See, it
scares me that somebody would say that to you, Lauren.
Yeah. See, it's complete profiteering. It's complete taking advantage of people and their rights, and like medically that should just not happen.
And if you're convinced that it's gonna help you get better, like why wouldn't you?
No. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So.
oh, America's healthcare system.
But it is but again, like you pay so much for like medical treatments and for like medical expenses, and all of a sudden, oh wait, it doesn't work, and you're like, what? You're left in the dark, you know? And you don't and like any of those ingredients, like half of them you don't even know about. You can't even pronounce them.
I know. You don't know what you're taking.
Same goes for food, and it's just scary. I don't know. In other news, Biden is pledging some new supplies to Ukraine today. Joe Biden on Wednesday, that's today, announced an additional $800 million in military support for Ukraine after Ukraine's president pleaded with Congress to do some more help. And then Biden said that the new aid package would drastically increase the amount of military support going to Ukraine, including 800 anti-aircraft systems. I have no idea what that is. 9,000 anti-armor systems, and 7,000 small arms like shotguns and grenade launchers, as well as some drones and other military equipment. That is big, though. I would say, I don't know, do you guys think that, like, just pushing money towards the problem is going to help it, or do you think it'd be more beneficial to actually have, like, American troops sort of, like, station themselves in Ukraine and actually be actively fighting the Russians?
I think that the money is helpful, but I think that if other I don't know how to say this in like a good way. I think that if other countries sent some people to Ukraine, it would, I don't want to say scare Russia, but like it would look more like a united front instead of just like we support Ukraine and like just sending money repeatedly.
I feel like we could always do more. I personally feel like we're just sitting and watching this happen, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, I just think like clearly Russia thinks that Ukraine is like weak and like that. And even like they said like Russia was kind of surprised by Ukraine's like answer back to them kind of, but like I just feel like if us and other countries sent some people over, if we're gonna be like allies or whatever, and clearly we are because we're sending money, we might as well just go the whole 9 yards.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think like I mean, enough like dating movies and stuff. They've shown us that money can't solve everything. Like money can't solve all your problems.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I guess I'm with you too. Though I think there should be more that we're doing.
I mean, I guess like war isn't the answer either. I'm not saying like go to war, but like I don't know, there's something to help them because it's just like so sad to watch.
Well, and that's where the ethical debate is. It's like, do we help? Do we want more people? Like, obviously, if we send troops in, there's going to be more death. Like, obviously, that's going to be a result. But then it's like, Ukraine's one of our allies, so like, what line do we kind of cross?
And like
know?
maybe it would be less like innocent like citizen like deaths it would be more like, troop deaths, which is sad too, but
That's what
that's what they're there for.
yeah.
Not to die, but to fight.
No, yeah, absolutely. It is worth noting that mostly all the women and children have been evacuated from Ukraine. They've been leaving Ukraine at like exodus amounts. Like they've been going to Poland and into Germany, basically just trying to flee Ukraine. And so it's mostly the men now that are sticking behind.
Yeah,
and
they have to.
So resources aren't slim. Like they have money, they have a lot of, weapons and stuff.
Yeah.
Because America and a lot like Britain have been pushing a lot of that on them, but again, just the fighting continues.
I want to mention too, the drones that were mentioned are Switchblade drones, which they're very small, they're light, and you can compact them. I think that just got my attention. I was like, oh, I've never heard of those.
I think it's interesting though, because that makes them like portable.
Yes, exactly.
They're saying basically if people do have to flee, they can keep a drone and sort of like stay safe maybe that way.
So the drone is launched from a tube, and then its real-time GPS guidance allows a service member in the field to fly it until the moment it crashes and explodes into whatever the target is. So I think that's
That's really interesting.
So they're assuming it's going to explode then.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
I think.
So basically these drones are like built to go in and essentially bomb Russian troops.
So like that's kind of like fighting.
Yeah.
But from over here.
Yeah.
Across
Which I think is very interesting.
across the world.
But I mean,
I
look
did not
how
know
far
that.
we've come though. I mean, like just imagine like Vietnam War. That was all like you had to send troops there, guns, like ammunition. Now it's like techno wars, like banking and sanctions and like hacking now, and like drones. Like it just seems like. Have you guys seen The Giver, like the movie?
Yes.
It seems literally so much like a movie.
Just like that. Just like that. Yeah.
I don't know. It's.
Those caught my attention.
That's interesting. Yeah, I didn't know that's what those were.
We are seriously living in at an entirely different time. Like it's
Absolutely, yeah.
War is so different nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But again, it's like we're skirting the lines of like new technology, but also like reverting back to our old ways because there's never been like a technology war,
Well, even like watching it, how we're watching it, or like on our phones and like getting live updates,
Live tweeting,
or like Russia getting like Russian propaganda like through their phone, or like same in Ukraine, like Ukrainian propaganda or whatever through their phones as well. So
exactly, yeah. Well, and it's like, what, like, do we fight? Do we just send more money? Do we send technology? Like, what's the move? I mean, we seem like kind of in like this crux of time right now, where it's just very confusing. Honestly, if you're like a politician, if you're war profiteering, anything, it's very confusing. And on that note, propaganda. That there was a Russian citizen who was arrested for basically speaking out against.
She was a journalist,
She was a
right?
journalist.
it crashed the news. Yeah.
She was a journalist, and she was speaking out against Russian propaganda news, and ended up arresting her.
Let's take some guts.
Scary.
I mean, she's doing what we all are learning to do right now, which is show the truth, and that shows we're pretty lucky to be able to like talk.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Without being arrested.
I think it's just scary too, though. If you're a citizen of Russia, you don't know what's going on. Like you are in the dark. Like you're being fed propaganda. You don't know what's going on.
You don't know what's
Well,
going
I
on.
saw like a couple weeks ago they were arresting like children who had like Ukraine like support signs. Like that's crazy. Like they were like really little children too, like 5, I think.
It's seriously so scary. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Lots of news in Ukraine. That feels like all the news we're listening to nowadays.
Yeah, if you go on any news site right now, that's their homepage.
Yeah.
It's all Ukraine. Yeah.
It's sad.
It is like big news though, and it is like
That's
something
true, yeah.
that we've never really seen before in the past exactly this way. So I don't know, kind of interesting. In other news, moving it back into our national waters, Parkland, the students of the Parkland shooting will be getting compensated by the FBI. Federal officials confirmed today that the U.S. Department of Justice has reached a multi-million-dollar settlement with the families of most of those killed or wounded in the 2018 Florida Parkland High School massacre. And so that was FBI. They blamed it on basically the FBI's failure to stop the gunman even though it received information that he was going to attack. And so that total will be about $127 million going to $127 million settlement going to the victims of that shooting. And so God, this was so scary.
I remember it was like February 14th. I remember it was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Of 2018. And I remember, too, the aftermath of all of the gun control conversations we started having, which we're not having anymore, sadly.
Mm-hmm.
But instead of I remember I was a high school student, and all of these people my age are speaking to governors and senators and saying, hey, this is what needs to happen. I remember that.
Yeah, that's not too far from where I went to high school, actually. But it was definitely super scary the day of, and it was also cool, though, afterwards, as sad as it was, like, see everybody come together, and, like walkouts at school, or, like, just, like, protests all in that area. It was cool to see everybody come together for that.
Oh my God, yeah. Well, I mean, like, a settlement. If you're like, let's say, for example, your sister was in this shooting. Like, it's a really grim example. But do you think that money and, like, do you think it's enough? Like,
I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to think about it like that. I don't know.
Yeah,
Because
really...
I know people that have, like, I know somebody who has a cousin who died in that shooting. And, like, our schools, all the schools went on lockdown, like, and I was, like, 45 minutes away. But, I think that the fact that the FBI knew about it, it makes you wonder, like, how many others, like, they know about, because I don't know, this is so bad, but I don't know if, like, at your high schools you had, like, threats or whatever sometimes.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, especially after this, like, a lot of the high schools in my area had a lot. I think I didn't go to school one of the days because I was just scared, because it was, like, right after, and you, like, it's so much, like, on social media, he was posting a lot on that, and that's how they, like, knew. So I just don't understand, like, why they didn't do something about it. Because they had a whole month before it happened that they, like, had known.
Well, I remember this sparking the gun control conversation of buying a gun, and I think it was a Cabela's or something like that, or even maybe a Walmart that he bought the gun in. And he had social media posts up at that time. He had made threats.
And he's also, like, clearly mentally ill, so that brings in, like, who gets to buy a gun? Like you said, he bought it at somewhere, like, normal, and, like, that's not right either.
Yeah, it's hard to look at this and be like, oh, you know, you're against gun control, you know? It's not like going against if you have that certain political ideology. It's just hard for me personally to see, like, this kind of sort of happen. Like you said, he was mentally ill. Like, he posted about this. He knew, like, we knew it was going to happen. Nobody believed him. And then bought the gun, shot up a school, and, you know, I don't know. It's just, it really plays into, like, gun control rights and stuff like that in the U.S. But,
and he was a student there as well, so he knew, like, how to get in and, like, what to do. And, like, when they got out, it was, like, right at dismissal. So he, you know.
He knew.
Yeah.
In local news, there was a big fire in Phoenix today.
So I was actually about an hour ago just driving from Glendale down to downtown Phoenix, and I was getting off of the 17 to 10 East. Right when you get on that bridge, I just saw smoke.
Everywhere.
Like, smoke everywhere. Like, crazy amounts of smoke.
That was literally so... and so it was the corner of 27th Avenue in Roosevelt, I believe, but it was a building fire in between the two highways.
Yeah. I mean, I was lucky, but I think the people in front of me had trouble seeing. I was lucky enough that
that's scary. Do you know what, like, caused it?
I have no clue. It had just happened about, was it like an hour and a half ago? Because I was just
really
driving
recent.
down here.
I would look at the cause, but my laptop is refusing to connect to the internet right now.
Let me
so
look real fast.
Let's move on to some quick sports move before we gotta go. Von Miller has been not traded. He will be signing with the Bills. I believe a 6-year, $120 million contract. Big news for the NFL. March Madness started yesterday for the men. Madness for the women starts today. It'll be very fun going into the rest of March with them. And then
Come on. You got to talk about it.
Tom Brady's back.
Tom Brady's back.
I literally was so mad. When he retired, I was glad. I'm sorry, I don't like Tom Brady.
Yeah.
I was glad he retired.
I was
I was
happy.
like, about time. Get out of the game. And like, how many days? It wasn't even that many days. Like
No.
it was like 40 or something. Like less than that.
Literally nobody wanted him to be here.
It's like he went home and he's like, oh, I'm going stir crazy.
He was like, I can't do this.
I feel like he was there for like 2 months and he was like, dang, my kids suck.
Oh my
Like,
god, no. That's literally I just don't even
he was
know.
like, Giselle, you're pretty, but you take care of the kids. I'm gonna go play football. Like,
It's like an
it's just so
obsession for
mad.
him. I mean, obviously, professional athletes have to have some sort of obsession with their sport, but
yeah.
Tom Brady, come on.
He's just, for me, my issue with him is not that he wins because he wants to be like, he wins because he's good. It's how he acts.
Yeah, he's
Like
very
post-winning. He's way too cocky. I don't like that.
And then when he loses, he's a bad sport
When,
about it, right?
yes,
Yes.
and I hate that, like, breaking iPads on the side of the field, like, yelling,
Literally.
like, awful things to the other sidelines coaches, like,
That mindset is literally like the exact opposite thing you want in
it's like
sports.
a middle
so
schooler,
bad.
like,
It is a middle
it's,
schooler.
Well, it
and
literally is.
you're representing, like, your team as the quarterback, and that's how you act. But, like, people are fine with it because he wins.
'Cause he
If
wins.
somebody else did
Oh,
that,
it's the GOAT. It's
it would be
GOAT.
the end of the world.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a double standard. It's horrible. It's awful. It's awful. Nobody wants him back in the NFL. I'm
Just
irate.
about the Phoenix fire, it says it was just a debris fire, and they put it out.
Good. Good.
Dang.
Very good.
Covered a lot today.
We did do a lot. I
We
loved it.
did.
Well, as it is 8:26.
Wow.
6:26. Pardon me. Not 8:26. 6:26. We have to skedaddle out of the Bill Austin Radio studio. But I hope everybody listening has a wonderful, wonderful rest of their week. You guys have any plans?
This weekend,
I do not, I don't think, have any
Chilling.
plans.
I'm dressing up in green tomorrow. Happy St. Patrick's
Happy
Day,
St. Patrick's Day,
everyone.
yes.
Come to Rush Bowls. We're doing a half off on pretty much all of our green smoothies.
Wow.
Absolutely.
Dang, okay. Yeah, I've heard about that. St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. We'll eat some corned beef and hash and
I think
corned
I'm
beef
going
hash.
to.
Enjoy.
Yeah.
Enjoy St. Patrick's Day. Wear green. Do not get pinched.
You're going to get pinched. So.
Do not get pinched.
Oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing.
For Traffic Jam, I'm Zach Bradshaw.
I'm Lauren Bly.
I'm Ann Perry.
We will see you next week.
Special Agent Blaze, welcome to headquarters here at the Bill Austin Studio in downtown Phoenix.
Thank you, Commander. What is my directive?
Your mission is to deliver the very best in college radio.
Yes, Commander.
Well, what are you waiting for, Agent? Get up there and make us proud.
Hey, this is Colin from Grayscale. You're listening to Blaze Radio.
Dreaming at daybreak, awake to